That looks like we are rolling. Check, check. Yep, this is a one-take live video. No retakes, no edits. So expect some mistakes, but we're both guitarists. At least I presume you guys are guitarists. Surely you're watching this video, you're a guitarist, and into good tones at that. Great tones. So a little bit of a different setup today. I'm using, obviously, headphones for the first time. I can't remember ever shooting a video with headphones, but I wanted to just have a little bit more of a casual, here's the mic and here's the guitar with a little bit less spill, because usually when I record my typical setups, I use a lapel mic, but I have a lot of side chaining, which is great because I can play and then the mic gets ducked out so you don't hear the string noise. But the downside of that is if I play a chord, I can't really talk over it. And today, because we're doing a sort of head-to-head between Graphene and Nutcracker, there might be instances where I'm hi playing over a chord, hence this different setup. So let me know if it works for you guys. I'll be intrigued to know, and also if you want to see more of these type of videos, whether it's on Loomis, Nunchuck, Graphene, Nutcracker, McCrockland Suite, just let me know. Yeah, that'll be very interesting to know. So what do we have here? We have the two beasts lined up. Now, I will make them bigger because obviously when they're side by side, I appreciate these are pretty small. So initially, I just wanted to go side by side just so we can just A/B them. Now in Ableton, I have this little macro here, which simply goes between Graphene and Nutcracker. And this is probably a good place to start because I'm using the default presets on both products. And this might be a good idea to let you guys know a little bit more about the design and the intention and stuff. And in fact, before we do that, let me tell you a bit about that. So we always envisioned like a partnership between two really heavy amps, but the real difference is Nutcracker is just, it's very ferocious. It's very much straight to the point. It's not subtle, and it'll kill you. It'll just go straight into attack mode. Now, it has gain intelligence, and some of the presets obviously bring out this delicate side of it, but at the heart, Nutcracker is very attack first. And if I just play an E chord here, this is Nutcracker default preset. Switch over to Graphene default preset. There you'll hear a little bit of a difference, but if I switch to the split pickups and I do the same thing, so here's Nutcracker. Very attacky, right? Let's try Graphene. So with the split pickups, you really kind of emphasize where the characteristics lies, you know? So Nutcracker is very, very feisty, very attack. It's got a lot of attack, a lot of bite. And some people like more of a woolly, saturated, saggy type of sound, and I think that's where Graphene really has the sort of heart of the amp. It's just got a different feel, so that's the first thing that you'll notice. And the reason for that is with Nutcracker, we really designed that product with down tuning 6, 7, and 8 strings in mind. Well, specifically 7 and 8. We really expected and see a lot of our extended range guitar customers using Nutcracker. Now, it's kind of funny because Graphene, people are saying, that's the new heaviest amp ever. And I'm like, well, maybe. I mean, the purple channel is super heavy. There's no denying it. But the important thing is they both complement each other tremendously. And that was why we were so keen on making the Heavy Elements bundle. If you're not sure what that is, I think I have a few buttons here that I can press. So it's the two products that you can get together. You can upgrade from Nutcracker to the Heavy Elements bundle in the user area of our website. And if you haven't picked up Graphene or Nutcracker, we have the intro price on that bundle as too. And but yeah, they very much cover different areas of high gain tone, and I think even low gain really, you know, they both can back off that gain. And I think now maybe it's a good time to jump into that so we can actually hear some of this stuff. So let me just do a side-by-side one more time. So with the humbucker, that is Graphene. So down here, when it's on the left, it's Graphene. When it's on the right, you can see it's Nutcracker. Sorry. So Nutcracker has a little bit more attack, a bit more feistiness, and probably some low-end deepness as well, but it's quite controlled on the bottom end. We were very wary of people running older passive pickups with down-tuned guitars and how that can really become quite woolly and bassy and stuff. So, but let's try the same with the purple channel, because the purple channel has a little bit more gain overall, and it's got more of a... It has more of a scoop sound in general, but that's only part of the story. Some people have very astutely identified this kind of almost subtle, fuzzy, lo-fi type of sound that's sort of in the background of the purple channel. And I was so pleased to see stuff like that, because it does have this different vibe, which really sets it apart. And that's a cool thing. The blue channel, I envision as more of a progressive, proggy, modern prog type of amp. Great for those kind of riffs. And, you can do that obviously on the purple channel. And just letting those low strings out, you can hear this kind of... It's not like 8-bit or 12-bit, because that's not how this is achieved, but it has this different vibe about it, which is really nice, because to me, textures, how a product feels, those are the things that really inspire different riffs. When you hear the amp behaving, and reacting to what you're playing, it leans more into certain type of riffs and licks and stuff, and it really gets my creative juices going, and that's what I really, really like. But one thing is for sure, is they both have incredibly low latency, like ridiculously low. So here we have Graphene, it's like it's 2 samples, it's 0.045, and Nutcracker also 0.045 milliseconds, so not even like a tenth of a millisecond of latency, super fast. And if you're comparing that to other plugins in general, that will be one of the first things that you feel is like the immediacy, tongue twister. It's just how fast and how responsive the amps are, to your playing. Again, very inspiring, really gets you just ready to go. There's nothing worse than latency. I mean, that's, oh my God, like that's my number one. Kills the mood every single time. You're playing really hard and your tone is lagging behind because there's 1 or 2 millisecond, plus the amp design that they're using has a little bit of latency, which is not reported to the DAW. So realistically, you're talking about 3 to 4 milliseconds of latency, where ours is just like not even a tenth of a millisecond. So very, very fast. And I think that's what a lot of the users and customers and guitarists pick up on straight away. We got that immediately when we launched with the McLaughlin suite. It's like, it feels like I'm playing through a different rig entirely, and it's that super low latency, right? So let's get into the nitty gritty then. Let's make these guys just a bit bigger so you can see the parameters. This is a one take, no edits, so I'm going to just do my best to go fairly quick, but also not skip anything. So I want to line them all up so they're easy to go back and forwards. So let's go back to the blue channel. This again is just on the default presets, and let's go through some of the features of the EQs and the amp design. So let's do max and min gain. Oh, I need to get the switch, my switcher here. Sorry, so that'll be right here. I'll turn that to the right. Let's do the same on Nutcracker. Quite different in tone and sound, and yeah, I don't know which one has the highest amount of gain, but let's throw the purple channel in Graphene. Yeah, so you hear more of the pick attack with the Nutcracker, even versus the purple channel. So if we wanted to make our tone, let's jump back to Graphene here. If you wanted to make your Graphene amp more aggressive and have more of that pick attack, then you're going to be looking at things like the drive here with the tight on, or perhaps the tight in the amp. But before we get into the pre and post effects, let's just keep it sort of really about the actual channel and EQ. So fundamentally a vastly different voicing and EQ on both products, Nutcracker versus Graphene. So not only do they feel and sound different in terms of the voice, the characteristics of the amplifier, but once you start moving away from that default starting point, they both go out into completely different directions almost. So let's hear the bass in the middle, the treble, the actual EQ. Now if we do the same on Nutcracker. There's a lot more scope, and it's a different type of bass that comes in. It's vastly different. And if you're doing like a single note extended range 7 or 8 string type of riff, the type of bass that's in Nutcracker is very different from the amplifier to Graphene. You can just hear how much sort of fill you get from that. Now you also hear with just the low mid there, it's having a very interesting knock-on effect on the treble. And again, it's a different EQ design. It's a different way of EQ in the amplifier. So you get these interesting overtones that come out when you play around with the Nutcracker mids. So quite a different type of EQ. Personal preference, which one you prefer. Both are really, really good, but they're both aimed at slightly different areas of high gain tones. So with push, what's really interesting about that is this actually brings out additional harmonics as well in the circuitry. You can hear if I have it really low and compensate with a master. It's very different to like this. So it's almost like you can think of push as a secondary gain, but it's kind of more, it's working on what's fed into it. So things like where this gain is set will have a knock-on effect on the push. So it's really cool to be able to play with the two parameters to get different feels, different tones. I really like how push works. And when you do start to turn that push knob up, it does bring on these additional overtones into your tone, which is really nice as well. You hear the sort of treble coming in there, which is really, really cool. Now on Nutcracker, on the other hand, we have a switch, which is the tube age. Now it's not just the equivalent of using push like this and like that. It's actually a very different circuit, and it does a very different thing to the tone. So you hear this different characteristics, and it's almost like it has this overlay of this little bit of extra grittiness. So if you want ultra modern precision, then use the new tubes, and if you want older, more wild saturations with some overtones kicking into your tone, then the old. But it's a nice option to have. I like that a lot. And some of the presets you'll see, it just goes back and forwards depending on the type of preset, and it really adds to it. Both have the supercut feature. That before breakdown, or for the breakdown coming in. Ooh, pull the strings right off the fret. Super cool feature. And obviously the purple channel has a mid boost, which really is great for those liquid leads. Whereas on the blue channel, we have that tightness switch. So if you want more of an aggressive type of tone, that's what the tight switch is. So overall, different EQs, different gain stage, and the master versus tubes. So just within the amplifiers themselves, not only are they set up from the get-go with a different feel and different characteristics, but when you start to push those parameters, that's when they really start to take their own paths as well, which is great. So let's check out some of the pre-effects here. So pre-effects, I've got to say, KillGate is just, I love KillGate. It's so simple, but it works so well, and it really allows you to experiment with tones which have way more saturation and distortion than you'd ever want to use, because you get that control back. So let me know. I hope Luca doesn't see this. Let me know if we should... Luca, by the way, is my partner at Polychrome DSP. Let me know if you want to see maybe an interview or a live stream with me and Luca on the Polychrome channel. That could be awesome. You get to ask both the guys from Polychrome all the questions that you might want to ask. But what I was going to say is, also let me know if you think we should put KillGate in Nutcracker. That might be pretty cool. Yeah. Thinking aloud now. I love KillGate. So let's check it out. Let's crank up this gain right here. And you can hear, I have the gate on. So that's way down. Now we're getting that typical chatter, of all the gains up, there's no noise gate on. Now, I could turn that gate up here, and it's it's going to kind of do its job of stopping the noise. But sometimes you want more of a creative gate, and that's very aggressive. And now that's not even on full amount. If I go full amount. Yeah, it's just so cool. And the more you push it, the more... It's just a hard dead stop. And for a lot of people, I know you guys have to draw in automation in terms of cutting your audio up to achieve that type of effect. It takes so long, like literally every single note and every single stop of a chord, you're chopping the audio, deleting it. Here you go, KillGate can solve that. But if we change over to the purple channel here and really drive up some saturation with Octane, I'm going to even crank that a bit higher. Put the Octane octaver up. So right there, if I turn the KillGate off, and then I turn it on, it really gives me like that creative confidence to play those interesting lines. And obviously, as you start turning on the reverb and delay, it's just like as soon as you stop playing, because it's a complete hard stop, it's like it allows you to put your hands into interesting tapping or playing positions, and I think it's just really, really cool. I wasn't expecting to be taken so much by a gate like that, because I'm usually the guy that likes a little bit more of a delicate gate, and a lot of the time I just roll my volume down. So yeah, I was really surprised to see how this gate came together and how cool it was. And if you do back it down to like just a small sub 20 amount, lower the threshold, you can hear that when I slide away, it's still doing a great job of just killing it dead, but we get a lot of sustain from the notes, which is really, really cool. All right, so let's turn on our friend XPlode Plus. You guys have been absolutely loving XPlode Plus. We have had so many messages, and many people have taken the time to email us, which is just so cool. And XPlode is a hit. XPlode Plus. Now I have my left foot on the brake here, so it's a bit awkward. But super clear pitch shifting because it's using the latest version of Hypertune. And again, if I just take off the transpose and just have the filter, you know, that normally you're going to have to drag some kind of filter device, create the automation. It's all these extra chains, you know, and it just gets compounded when you add a reverb, because then you're going to add that secondary reverb on an aux track, send your guitar to that, and then you're going to, draw this automation. It takes so long to do these things, and with XPlode Plus, now you can do them all in just one motion, which I think is really, really cool. And obviously, going in with a stutter, with a reverb, just a really, really great, fun effect. And, you know, I really like these kind of things that make guitar playing fun, because if you're not having fun with your guitar, then you're going to lose interest really, really quick. And XPlode Plus is just so much fun. So I did a deep dive, which you can check out. I'll leave that video linked in the description below. But for now, let's not get too caught up on XPlode, because I don't want to keep this video for too long. I want to wrap it up pretty quick. And then as we get into Octane, we'd really get a wild type of distortion and gain here, because what I didn't really mention is a little bit about what Octane is. So it has, I think I have a button here I can show you. Octane. So Octane is, as it says, it's a multi-stage drive. And what that means in reality is the top left button, which is called Boost, that actually is an amp circuit. And it was an amp that we were playing around with that we really liked the sound of and what it did to the tone. But it didn't get used, and we put that amp circuit into Octane. So Boost is actually basically an amp circuit. So it's a very interesting way of sort of introducing drive to your tone. The Chaos on the bottom left is it's more like your classic metal orange and black type of pedal, if you dig what I mean. It's got a lot of overtones and real fuzz. And the way to really get the most out of that is with the filter, because what the filter does is it kind of it's after the drive stage, the boost, and then it has this filter, and the filter has a direct knock-on effect on how the boost, the Chaos. It's a complex pedal. It's like but it's fun. The filter has a direct knock-on on how Chaos works. So if I turn the boost down and crank up the Chaos here, also I should say boost has an impact on how Chaos works. So let's actually use some of that boost and Chaos together. Right away, you hear that sort of wildness come out of it. And now that we've got a little bit of a balance between the three parameters, you hear the sort of overtones, the wild harmonics. It's like, now I can imagine if you get the right speaker, with a bit more of a scoop sort of sound. Maybe some octave. I want more KillGate. I want really aggressive, and I want it wide. Now, let's say I think that's really cool, but it's a little bit too chaotic, but I like where the filter is at. Then I could just drop down the Chaos, introduce some more octave. Woo! Oh, I mean, it's fun. It's exciting and it's fun, and it's just like, I'm like, give me a beat. I've got song ideas. It's really, really cool. So Octane is it's a little bit more complex than a regular drive, but it's fun dialing it in, and when you nail those sweet spots, it's just a right blast. So I won't get too into the complete breakdown of the drives and boost, but you can see in both products, we have boost and a drive. Nutcracker has a compressor, which is very interesting for a very high gain amp. But the reason for that is really that the gain intelligence, when you go to those clean tones, magic nuts. If I switch over to Nutcracker here. Now turn that compressor off. I mean, for a super high gain amp, isn't that a great clean tone? And you can do similar things in Graphene. If we go to the low gain and ambient clean or chorus. Chorus and space, that sounds like it's going to be very, yeah. So this second clean is very different to the first one because this one is actually using the amp. But let's try another one, clean void. Oh, that's very more like an amp clean. It's very interesting. Very different the way that they clean up, you know, with the gain intelligence, and that's in Nutcracker. And we have some of that also in Graphene, but in a different way. It's not as obvious. You can see the EQ curves just in the speaker voice to highlight some of those more of the softer clean tones. But very interesting that they both can deliver these clean tones, but just in a very, very different way. Anyway, guys, I'll leave all the extra nitty-gritty stuff for the deep dive video. Again, I'll link that below. And if you haven't already checked out Graphene, it's out now. The intro price is on our website. And look at that. I just love the the way it looks. Such a cool looking amp. We also have, obviously, the Heavy Elements bundle. If you want to get both products together, or if you already own Nutcracker, don't forget you can upgrade to the Heavy Elements bundle as well. So do let me know if you want to see more of these type of videos where it's just me chill going through some of the nitty gritty and some of the interesting stuff that maybe you don't get to hear on other videos. And let me know about Nutcracker, maybe introducing KillGate, and if you'd like to see some kind of video or a live stream with me and Luca. Could be a blast, right? Anyway, enjoy. I'll catch you guys back here real soon. Take care.